we realize that they are the instrument of knowledge. This knowledge never moves anywhere. I do not move to Lara. Why? Knowledge of the Lara comes to the eyes. Clear? But if the mind, because of attachment, goes through the eyes and sits with Lara, attachment comes. And attachment comes due to the ignorance. Ignorance, the incomplete knowledge about my real nature, and that causes the problem in our daily life. Now I just started talking about it. So now let us pick up on the New Year's Eve. Remember all the time. Think of all the time. Contemplate all the time. You all are lovely, full of love. You love yourself. Is it not true? Don't you love yourself? Do you hate yourself? You love yourself. We love ourselves the most, even greater than anyone. Why? Why? Sam was asking why. When I asked him, and I made a statement. So we should ask. So, real self, our real nature is full of bliss, permanent happiness. It is our real nature. It is full of wisdom, love and happiness. That is why we love ourselves. Isn't it? There is no reason outside. The reason is inside. Are you clear? Step by step. It's a little subtler principle. So when we don't say, but still we love ourselves the most, because the real self is made up of permanent happiness known as Ananda. So now there are two elements. One is love, and the other is the person sitting inside me, who has this abundance of love. Even if in extreme pain you are in love to yourself. So what is the entire journey? I'm summarizing it to begin something new in the continue our journey in the next year. The way we love ourselves, put that love for everyone. Means what? Merge that love with the love for others, and merge the real self that is sitting in you to the real self outside. That is the very first step of experience and realization in any meditation. So we have understood the real self is Sat Chit Ananda, absolute existence, consciousness, bliss. So I am explaining that in a very simple way. So I have explained the Ananda part. Clear? Now come to the Chit part. Chit is consciousness. Knowledge. Now when this consciousness manifests as discernment and dispassion in the intellect, are you getting it? Not very typical. So when this consciousness manifest expresses itself as discernment and dispassion, what happens? All the sense organs starts acting naturally. They are by default always lives in dispassion, even including the mind. How can you say it? I gave you one example. Hold on to a particular thought in the mind for 1 hour. The mind changes. Mind by default is detached and lives in dispassion. We force the mind. Why we force the mind? Because there is no discernment, there is no dispassion. And that causes the anxiety, duality, depression, attachment, crime, violence, etc., etc. So that is the second explanation of the chit. Chit. That is known as consciousness. Are you getting it? So every day, even for 5 minutes, you sit and see. Eyes, where are you going? Where are you going? It goes to the Jerry. And the next moment, the mind changes the subject. Then it goes to the Lara. Then it goes to the Sam. It doesn't stay. By nature, it is detached. But we say, let us get attached. When you get attached, there is a problem. So what we need? Discernment in the consciousness. What we need? Dispassion. I have been talking a lot about it. Now the third part, the existence. Existence. We say I exist with reference to the body, mind, breath, intellect, etc. They are constantly changing. No, I exist because of existence. What is existence? One example, the waves exist because of water. Ocean exists because of water. Water is existence. So here is a catch. Because when the mind realizes in meditation that I am the existence, then I am not scared of death and I do not scare anyone. There is a continuity of existence, and that is the realization of real self. That is the goal of meditation. Are you getting it? Sat, Chit, Ananda, the absolute existence, consciousness and bliss. So if I scare of someone for death, it means there is a fear in me, and that fear pertains to the constantly changing what exists. My mind has yet to reach to that state of existence. Clear? I will open up. This is coming from Gita. Now, to simplify understanding, two people are there. One is blind, but both the legs are working. And the other person his eyes are intact, but the feet are not working. He cannot walk. And they wanted to meet the master. Can you solve that puzzle? How they can meet the master? The blind whose both legs are working, so he puts the other guy on his shoulder whose eyes are intact. The guy who has eyes shows the path, and the blind walks, and they reach to the master. This is the entire journey of meditation. What it means? Knowledge is handicapped. Knowledge cannot walk by itself. Knowledge is in the Google. It is already in the text. Why you are listening to me? We should always be very clear. And karma is blind. Action is blind. Action must be supported by the right knowledge. If the action is not supported, means practice must be supported by the right knowledge. Are you getting it? Knowledge handicapped. It cannot walk. Action is blind. So they have to blend together in equal quantity. The practice with the knowledge. That is why I've been saying regular practice with the knowledge. Now see the puzzle. I have known it. I now understand it. What is real self? You have just explained. But still the ignorance is there. I have not yet realized what to do. Practice, practice, practice. The practice will lead us to experience of what knowledge we have gained, and the knowledge supports our practice. Are you getting it? Don't be so serious. It is simple. Knowledge cannot move. Knowledge to be realized as my own experience, I need a practice. Action is blind. It must be supported by knowledge. Knowledge cannot move. It can move by practice. Where it can move? It can move in the body. So when the meditation, that movement enters into the body, you experience the sweetness in the body. The life shows the rays of light. When we feel everywhere, we feel as if this consciousness is pervading in everyone. We experience the life everywhere. We speak sweetness, it becomes the akasha, the sky. So what is all this journey? Your intellect is settled in the higher knowledge. Your intellect is settled into the higher consciousness. That is what we define by a word, choiceless awareness. You see, Lara, I'm defining every word. Normally we say choiceless awareness. What is that choiceless awareness? I am seeing you. So the choiceless awareness comes when this intellect is totally settled in wisdom. Wisdom of what? Wisdom of the real self. And that real self brings an awakening. Couple of things. Now, you need to understand only simple this coming principle. I'm adding couple of lot more principles today because of the New Year's Eve, so that you can pick up anyone. Sit every day for 5 to 10 minutes and you see my eyes. Oh, my eyes was looking at Jerry, now it is looking at Lara, now it is looking at the Sam. For example here. It changes. So when it changes, it means it is not obsessed, it is not attached. How can you claim that I love that guy intensively? Come on, really? Do you really love? So does your 5 sense organs and the mind holding on that object constantly? No, I force my mind and intellect to think about it That creates an obsession, otherwise there is no obsession. Mind by default is natural. It changes. It lives in dispassion. It lives in dispassion. But we force the mind not to live in it. So what is meditation? Meditation is all about unlearning what we have taught to the mind and intellect. Unlearn. No, I'm in anxiety. Unlearn. I'm in depression. Unlearn. You have taught your mind. You have educated your mind in a wrong way. So here comes another principle I remember, and then knowledge by intellect, desire by mind, action by body, hands, feet, and all the motor organs. We all know it. Clear? So we have a beautiful principle. It says, know it, desire it, act on it. Janati, ichhati, karoti. Sanskrit word, janati. My master always used to speak a lot about it. Janati, ichhati, karoti. Janati means to know. Right? Ichhati means desire it. Karoti means to act on it. Now see the secret behind it. If I know what is right and good, I know it 100%. Say, for example, eating pasta, I know pasta, I have a knowledge of the pasta, so eating pasta is right and good, that I have it. Now come to the second point, mind. Mind desires it. No, not pasta, I like chicken. Example. Right? Now come to the third part, action. So if I perform the action based on the knowledge, if the intellect merges with the action, leaves the mind, I'm always free from attachment. But if the mind comes in between, pasta is already there at my home and the mind desires chicken, and it feels hungry for chicken, is it right knowledge? It is hungry for another dish. Hunger can be satisfied by any food. Are you getting it? So if the intellect merges with the action, leaves the movement of the mind, the craziness of the mind, you are always happy. Leave everything. But if the mind comes in between, mind overrides the intellect, and the mind merges with the intellect, then what happens? You lose dispassion, you lose discernment. Are you getting it? You lose discernment, and then the mind continues to be crazy, lazy. Then it says, I'm in anxiety, I'm in stress, I'm in duality, I'm in conflict, I have lot of problem, I'm always running, I have some obsession, I have binge eating. There is nothing there. I imagined it. To summarize it, in a poetical form, one master says, so I'm using it. Those who have kids, they have experience. Otherwise, even every woman, every man has an experience. What the mother does to a baby, mother says, look at it. He's your dad. He's your brother. So mother educates the baby. Right? That is how the journey of the mother and the baby begins. This mother is our Eastern wisdom, the knowledge, in a poetical form. And the baby is the intellect. If the mother teaches the baby in a right manner, the life becomes beautiful. That is the meaning. The intellect is centered in the wisdom. And who is the Father? Father is this entire existence. Existence is the Father in a poetical form. Eastern wisdom, that is an instrument of knowledge that helps me to realize the real self. That is the mother. And who is the baby? Baby is the intellect. The intellect has to become totally pure, transparent, so that it perceives what is right and good in day-to-day life. Then what happens? All these sense organs remains by default. They remains unattached. They are by default unattached. Have you not seen while listening to me, your eyes were looking at other people also? Was it 100% fixed on this beer guy? No. Can you be so sure? You see that? Mind by default is so natural, it changes. Let it change. But we get obsessed. So I'm saying what? Existence is Father. Eastern wisdom is the mother. The intellect is the baby. Mother teaches the intellect. That is why we must get the right knowledge again and again until we reach to that state. And when the intellect is settled in the wisdom, then what happens? And when the intellect is settled in the wisdom, then we reach to the highest state of meditation. Whatever we say, whether you say it's a choiceless awareness, or you say it is awakening to inner peace and happiness, love and wisdom. Topic is serious, but topic is interesting, isn't it? Yeah. So when this mind realizes that my nature by default is dispassion, is discernment, I cannot hold on to any thought even for 1 hour in the mind. And I cannot hold any object of the sense organ for a longer period. Tell me if you can hold it. Why don't we realize that freedom of these sense organs and the mind? That is what ultimately the meditation leads us to. I started with absolute existence, consciousness, and bliss. Let us start our practice. Eyes are closed. Eyes are closed, looking at the body. And that is you see that? That is how I was giving the first step. I am. When I said I am, that I am is existence. That is something deeper within. Compared, that is the water. Because of the water, ocean exists, wave exists, flood exists, storm exists. It is because of that I am. Body exists, breath exists, mind exists, my identity exists, but I am. I have been talking about that I am. For the last couple of sessions, I was giving you this step. And then I know I am. That I know is the knowledge. What knowledge? The mother, that is Eastern wisdom, has educated the intellect to be settled in the wisdom of discernment and dispassion. So I look at the body, breath, mind, intellect, ego, thoughts, feeling, attitude, behavior, all the suffering. They continue to come and go. I am different from it. And because I am existence and because I am pure consciousness, that reveals the permanent happiness. It is because of this I love myself. Meditation is already done. But until we reach to that stage, we have to do it. So be in that state. Look at the breath. Start breathing little, deep, silent and slow. Not very deep, not very short. In the middle, the breath is going in and the breath is coming out. And we will do Nyasa. Our breath is car, mind is driver. Highway is the space inside the body. And maintaining that awareness of dispassion is our Om mentally. So what we are doing? The moment you breathe in, inhale, move the mind inside the right arm from the shoulder to the fingertips, moving the mind in the blankness or empty space and singing mentally Om. When you exhale, the mind moves from the fingertips to the shoulder in the space Om. My friends, see that. So because we are repeating Om, why? Because mind by default doesn't hold anything for long. So we are asking the mind, please, my dear, hold on to Om. Move the mind inside the left arm in the same way with the breath in the space, singing Om. Don't we realize this? That we are repeating Om because the mind by default is not ready to sustain and continue only one thought. But why we are doing this? So that the intellect should be settled in the wisdom. How simple, my dear friends. And now inside the right leg. What it means? As you inhale, the mind moves inside the right leg in the space with the mental singing and listening of Om. When the breath returns, same thing with Om. Nyasa, one meaning is purification. Purification for what? Now do you realize what that means by purification? The mind has become so much conditioned. Even if the eyes cannot hold an object, say for fiancé or a soulmate, and still the mind thinks about it. That things leads to an obsession. You lose the discernment. You lose the natural ability. And now move the mind inside the left leg. The mind loses that ability. We enter into incomplete knowledge. Incomplete knowledge is ignorance. That causes the suffering. Is it not as simple as now inside the spine? You see, we didn't do being comfortable, being steady, being carefree, and the mind is already within. How come? That knowledge, that practice, that awareness, that clarity. You see by yourself, you are witnessing. It is not that you need to believe me blindly. Natural movement is there. And in that natural movement, leave the breath, look deep inside the heart. We will go for singing, listening, meaning, knowledge, and the wisdom all together. All together means what? Now the intellect is fully living in discernment and dispassion so that it accepts what is natural. Existence is always in the state of well-being. That is our first line. It is always. But what happens? What exists? We identify with it. And then the downward movement starts. So first line. Sarvesham swastir bhavatu. You are singing, listening, you know the meaning. Meaning is a state of well-being. You are discovering behind the appearance. You discover in the intellect that the sky is not blue. It still continues to appear as a blue. That is what the intellect studies in the wisdom. Let us do it. Mentally. Sarvesham swastir bhavatu. 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 Second line is Shantir Bhavatu. Sarvesham means everywhere, for everyone. Bhavatu should happen. Shanti means peace. Singing, listening, meaning, knowledge and wisdom. Understand, my friends. Shanti comes because of, that is meaning of Sukha. Kha means the space. There is a space, there is a Chittakash. There is a space in our mind that remains empty. But we forcibly fill that space with attachment, that causes all our mental and physical challenges. What happens when you see that emptiness? It leads to happiness. Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu. 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 You are 100% clear even after repeating it. The mind leaves the word, even the meaning, but the essence remains. Why the essence remains? Mind by nature, by default, lives in discernment and dispassion. We experience it lives in obsession, anxiety, duality, conflict, problems. That is your ignorance. That is why we are meditating. Third line, Sarve Sam Purnam Bhavatu. Purna means completeness. I am complete in myself. So when you are complete in yourself, can there be any obsession, attachment to anything outside? Sarve Sham Purnam Bhavatu. Sarve Sham Purnam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. Now you see there is a state of well-being. That is, what is the existence? Peace, existence. Completeness, existence. Then what happens? I want to act in my life. So that action is guided by the auspiciousness. That is the fourth line. Every moment. Yes. Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. 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 Not only meaning, but you see, here is an auspicious moment. Was it not there before? It was there. It was veiled, covered by the craziness of the mind and the sense organs. And now, mentally, you start chanting Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. So when you are saying Om, look deep inside your heart, as deep as possible, as if you are lost in that emptiness. Good if you are lost in that emptiness inside your heart. It will reveal the true nature. And first Shanti is for the causal body. What is causal body? Do I know my real nature? Not yet. That is ignorance. That is causal body. Do I understand in the mind? That is subtle body. Second Shanti is to the mind. Third Shanti is to the physical body. Continue. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. The mind is moving all the three bodies. The causal body, the subtle body is the mind, and the physical body, that we are aware of. Om, behind all the three. Om symbolically means the real self. Simply take it like that. The way I see, Sam, where are you? Jerry. So I'm saying the name, and you become aware. So when you say Om, oh, you become aware. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. So this is one way to follow this. And now look at the entire body. Leave that Om Shanti Shanti for a while. Become aware of the entire physical body. Awareness of the space all around your body. I claim that you all are great seekers. So we pick up the next step. You are aware of the space all around the body as if the body is covered by a cylindrical space. You experience the sensation in the entire body. Good. You experience the stillness in the body. The space, sensation, and stillness. Now look inside the body. You experience the space and emptiness inside, and also the sensation inside. So that sensation inside the body is the state of calmness. Relaxation and calmness are different according to our knowledge, east of Eastern wisdom. And that deepens the practice if we become aware of the emptiness all around, deep inside. That is the point of quietness. So in the state of space, sensation, stillness, calmness, quietness, look deep inside the heart. So we become aware of the space without any other object. You see, the space is filled with a dark cloud, other different cloud, they are moving, the dirt and dust is there. What happens? But now it is totally empty. Now gently you say Om, go very deep inside the heart. Then Shanti, lift the mind to the throat center, just the throat. Second Shanti to the eyebrows inside. Third Shanti to the top of the head. Now, if you find your mind remains at the top of the head, just stay there. No more Om Shanti Shanti. But if the mind changes its thought, then do it again. So what we are doing? We look inside the heart very deep. We are already in the peace, and there we drop Om in the heart. And then we take mind to throat, saying oh, Shanti, first Shanti. Second Shanti, eyebrows, center inside. Third Shanti, top of the head, crown of the head. And when you see the mind stays there, you need not to do anything. But if it doesn't stay, no worries. Return again to the heart. When the heart is pure, heart is the seat of our desires, craziness, laziness, and all the stuff that we experience in our daily life. The heart is pure, we can lift it. We can have an ascending movement. If the heart is not pure, it is already descending, moving downward to the survival, to the instinct, to the fear, to the anxiety. But it doesn't happen by simply knowing. I have made it very clear today. Blind and handicapped. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. So those who experience the vibration because of my chanting, it is because of the ascending movement. Some of you might have told me about this before, so I'm just explaining because now the time has come. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. I'm reminding you one day what will happen when I will chant Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Your mind will see that deep inside the heart, the first Shanti, consciousness will go to the throat and to the eyebrow and then to the top of the head. In that state, you will see the body almost freezes down. It doesn't want to move. It says, that is it. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bring your mind to the right hand, your mind to the left hand. Lift your both the palms. Place it on your eyes. Open the eyes inside. Know your experiences and bring the hands down. We'll share our experiences before we say goodbye. How are you, Stephen?
Good, very good. It was an energy-filled meditation. Through the vinyasa, first following through my arms, I was as if I was inside my body.
Good.
And as we came up to the shoulder, it was that I couldn't stop at the shoulder. I felt it going to the crown, and then I would feel this energy all around my crown.
That's good.
And then as we got later into the meditation, I know at the end you made mention about the vibration, which I have felt many times. I felt the vibration on my own because we were Om Shanti in the whole time.
That's so beautiful.
So the one thing that really stood out to me is that I did spend a lot of time deep within my heart. And I just saw this deep green color within my heart. And then the Om Shanti just kept creating these chills as I moved through my throat to my eyebrows to my crown. And it was just a different experience. So
beautiful.
Thank you.
Now you see that I'm opening up how we get all these experiences. So when the mind with its prana and is clear and pure, when it starts rising up, you have those chills. So what are those chills? That we will understand later, and also about the different colors as we continue our journey. How are you, Sam?
I'm really good. I think, for most of the meditations recently, there's a point where, again, the breath is just so easy, it's full, and I have no desire to move any parts of my body, and I felt that again, and I also would say that I felt that when we were doing that flow, there's a little bit of the chill, so
little bit of it,
yeah. Vibration.
Beautiful.
Peaceful, good, no thoughts. Great. So
you have to live in peace all the time, 24/7. How are you, Sangeeta?
सर बहुत पीसफुल था और एकदम आज तो ऐसे लग रहा था कि आंखें खोलने का बिल्कुल मन नहीं कर रहा था और जो मंत्र है उसमें तो बहुत ज़्यादा अच्छी वाइब्रेशन आती है.
Good. She doesn't want to open her eyes. She was totally absorbed. That's so beautiful. How are you, Jerry? I don't see David.
No, he's with our kids.
Oh, okay.
So it was still, it was quiet. I didn't want to come out either.
That's good.
When you did the cylinder, I noticed the cold feeling, and then also the vibration.
Very good. We'll understand these vibration and the chills, these experiences with reference to the knowledge we have coming from the Eastern wisdom. But in the beginning, one thing that I pointed out, as the intellect is settled in the wisdom, the mind naturally free by default detached, it is in the dispassion. So that helps us to move the prana from in an ascending process. So that gives you those chills and vibrations. Just a thought came to my mind before I go to Lara. It happened because of Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Now, any time in your life from today, you enter into anxiety and stress, sing mentally and see those. Do you experience that chill or not? You need not to ask me whether you have succeeded in meditation. You test yourself. You validate yourself. Isn't it, Sam? Yes. How are you, Lara?
So I had to use the practice a little bit differently because I was feeling a little foggy and heavy this morning. And so I laid down for the practice today,
Okay.
which was helpful for me. I actually feel a lot better and a little bit clearer. And I had a really interesting experience that I haven't had. Kind of at the end, it was really dark, and then all of a sudden this like prism, like rainbow lights came in, kind of shining, and then you were ending. So that was...
That's a much deeper. That's also a deeper experience.
So, yeah. Felt good to be able, I guess, to feel safe to use the practice a little bit differently today for me.
Mm-hmm.
So...
No, it's okay.
It feels safe to do it alone.
Yeah.
So that felt good.
So we say that, one thing that I will cover up. A thought just came to my mind. You see, this is the nature of the mind. The mind will not stick to anything. We force the mind to stick. That creates an obsession, anxiety, duality, conflict. We force the sense organs to stick on it. Can I live into that awareness? My intellect is settled in the wisdom. Life becomes beautiful. How are you, Christina?
Really great. Today was awesome, and I'm happy I went last because it's just I wasn't able to process.
I am great.
Everything.
I am great. You are great, or practice is great.
Everything. I just feel very whole because I was
That's a
able
political
to be here
answer.
present and have my video on. So it's feeling good. And hearing everyone else talk about the vibration, I didn't really maybe understand what that felt like for me, but I felt that almost in like a falling sense. I thought maybe I was about to fall asleep, and then I really wasn't, because it was like I just felt all of a sudden I saw the very vibrant teal blues and purples, and then all of a sudden I felt like I think it was, I don't know when it was, but you were definitely it was during an and I fell into like a center, and it was all like a prism of like teal
Beautiful.
blues, and they all like went different directions, and it was like I felt like into place, and then I totally have no idea how long I was just in that zone of like
Good.
just feeling great. I don't know, it was great.
Yeah,
That's all
wonderful.
I can say right now. So yeah.
Wonderful.
Very good.
All these experiences should bring an end to all kinds of suffering. You see that? Understand that point also. The last point, it came to my mind, and she narrated beautiful experiences. These experiences indicates we are making a progress. You are driving 1,000 miles on a remote countryside and you see what a beautiful scene. Last year my son took me to, that PCH? Oh, what a beautiful scene. So on the path of meditation, we encounter many beautiful experiences. But what is our goal? To reach to our home. That we should never forget. That we should never forget. So it's very good. So Christina, continue. It's not one has to continue the journey until we reach our real home. How long I can stay on the PCH? Just see that. Look at this. How long I can continue to taste pasta? Just an example. I bought a new car. How long that pleasure continue? Just ask yourself. That existence has to be realized. Any question? So, New Year's Eve, it's a wonderful. So I picked up some of the most beautiful principle. Remember all the time. What do you remember? Who is Father? Existence. Do you pay electricity bill? Do you pay house tax? Do you pay road tax? Existence, earth does not ask to pay anything. Just become aware of that. I'm not saying that, you just become aware of that. That space doesn't ask. Air we breathe in, because of that we are alive. It doesn't ask anything. Let's this New Year Eve let us become aware of that existence. Water does not ask me to pay the bill. It is the same water passed on to the county and the township authority. They said, we will charge you. We will charge you for your oxygen cylinder. Do you see that? They don't ask to pay us. That is why existence is our Father. And Mother? Mother is the knowledge of the Eastern wisdom. So home it teaches the intellect. Intellect is a baby. When we are a baby, intellect is also a baby. You see that? Do you see the simile, the metaphor? And the intellect is mother teaches, no, he's your dad, she's your sister. No, don't eat this. We even eat clay as a baby. And oh, mother, no, not this. This one. You see, the Eastern wisdom says, don't get into attachment. Attachment is not there. Ignorance, it is ignorance. Come on. That is the way this knowledge of the Eastern wisdom teaches as a mother to our intellect. So now I have the knowledge. The mind cannot cheat me. So I put that knowledge into an action. Do you remember the story of a blind man and handicapped? See that. So knowledge is realized through the action. action gives when I practice, it leads to an experience, and ultimately experience strengthens my knowledge, and ultimately I reach to that state. That is what the journey of the entire Eastern wisdom. Any question you have? So we will meet after 1 year. Till then, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Thank you.
Happy New Year.
Namaste.
Happy New Year to everyone.
Happy New Year.
Thank you.
Thank you.